Alright, so it looks like Dro is going to be throwing column 5 against Elm, and Elm's going to be throwing top left to bottom right against Jro. This is where it begins, folks. The racers are off and running. Jro gets to start down the shaft through Sarah Station. We're going to see a lot of diversity. Again, reminder, column 5 is being forced on Elm, and top left, bottom right is being forced on Jro. Alright, coming out of the gate, Jro gets a 59.78. Elm coming out gets a 59.79. Both are making a very excellent pace going through Saris, trying to escape. So far, it looks like the only setback is Elm took one puff. Yep, there's Jro. He takes a puff himself, takes a sailing tile to the head. Elm just narrowly avoids taking a sailing tile to it himself. They're in the shaft. Here we go, going up, going up. Jro clocks in with a 45.16 escape from Saris. Elm gets a 45.61. Jro taking a moment while they're surfacing to the planet to remind everyone at home his row stinks. Alright, here we go. Planet side. Starting off, Jro gets the lead going into the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be one chaotic, amazing match. Elm having a little trouble here getting down to the shaft section of Criteria. Struggled a little bit with his platforming. Hopefully that doesn't affect him too much. Jro having a very clean shaft fall. Elm answers the same way. Jro into the pit section, takes one pit. Elm on his way through, being very careful, gets no pit. Oop, gets a pit at the last second, getting to the elevator. Jro up and over, and by 3 minutes and 8 seconds gets Morph Ball. Same for Elm. Oh my goodness. Elm, are you using what I think you're using? Yes, you are. Wow. Shoutouts to the pairs. Jro gets a very nice, excellent mock ball at the door. Same thing with Elm, using his trademark pair cover. We're in for a super interesting fight. Alrighty, we are now coming up on the 4-minute mark. Both players have just reached the surface and are starting on up. Jro has just informed us that he's going to be complementing his TL to BR with column 2. Interesting selection there. Again, the Criteria map station or the wreck ship map station, defeat Golden Chorizo and Spore Spawn, the 50 plus missiles, the Criteria power bomb, and collecting grapple beam. So here we go, we're up the shaft, the race is on. This is where the race is really getting heated. Jro makes up the shaft first. Elm is just nipping on his heels, coming out of the shaft now. Jro is having an excellent use of wall jumping abilities, making great use of these platforms to make himself a little extra height. Rolls right in, gets a sweet mock ball going down Alcatraz's hole, and starts to be the first one to get into Bomb Chorizo's chambers. Alright, here we go. J-Ro has the bombs. Let's see how clean of his Torizo fight he can have. Elm just entered the chambers and gotten bombed himself. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the equalizer begins. How nice is Bomb Torizo to you? J-Ro's got him pinned against the wall, hiring for seeing the eggs for missiles. Blows off his head, blows the chest open, boom, gets the job done. Elm having a little trouble here. He's not getting the drops he needs at the moment. He's only getting energy bombed. That pair is so distracting. And gets it in without blowing his head off. Boom. Here comes J-Ro heading up for Alcatraz. Nails it first time. Very smooth transition over there with the mock ball into the block wall to bomb it. Here comes Elm heading up. Here comes Alcatraz. First time shot too. Perfect. Amazing. Gets rolling on in as well. J-Ro gets the first energy tank at the bottom of the hill. Elm pre-fires a missile to take out one of the Rippers, gets one, don't know if he's going to fire another one just yet. J-Ro, on the other hand, instead of plowing through the space pirates, opts to blast them all in the face. Interesting strategy. Elm, on the other hand, thinking, forget it, we're going to tank it, goes through the space pirates by tanking them with full force, has all the missiles he needs in the universe. J-Ro is going to have a little bit of trouble here. He only has one missile, so he really can't go anywhere in this first screen, so it's going to set him back quite a little bit. Unless he can get some lucky missile drops. Gets the missiles he needs. Here he comes, early supers. Looked like a little shaky, but he does manage to get enough speed rolling in and gets the mock ball. Definitely picks up the super missiles. Elm responds the same. Almost got caught in the gate there. Very nice job, though. Both players are picking up the super missiles. J-Ro is opting to go over and get the... Yep, he's going to shoot the reserve. Elm is going to go for the missiles. Missiles, missiles, and more missiles. Gotta love those missiles. J-Ro's especially going to be loving those missiles because he has to collect a total of 75. It gives him 2 squares, but he still has to collect 75 missiles before he can finish this run. Here we go. Elm is got the missiles he needed. He is now running into Big Pink. Very smooth mock ball transition. Here comes J-Ro out of the reserve room. Elm makes it to Big Pink first. J-Ro stops to pick up the missiles because he needs those missiles. Very nice mock ball by Elm. Both of these people are doing some very excellent skill programming with their minds right now. They're perceiving the victory they have, they're perceiving the moves they want, and they're making them work just as well. Alright, Elm has just gotten Charge Beam. So far, these two racers are neck and neck with each other. They're really trying to put on a good show. Elm has bigger purposes here. He has big fish to fry as he wants to give Dro the knockout he's looking for. He wants to give J-Ro the knockout here in this round. J-Ro, realizing he needs more missiles, backs up. Also remembering he needs to take out Spore Spawn. Elm across the new bridge. Charge shot to the Cack Attack, picks up the extra super, shoves it in the super door. Elm, yes he is going to climb Red Tower, folks. Maybe, wait, he doesn't know. He has changed his mind, he's going down. Meanwhile, J-Ro is going to be fighting Spore Spawn, the DLC boss that nobody cares about ever. And I mean ever. Elm was looking for the D-boost, did not get it, we'll have to continue onward without it. He's going up and grabbing Spazer. Interesting thought process. He's grabbing Spazer. Hey, more the power to you. Meanwhile, J-Ro is having a little bit of trouble with Spore Spawn. He is sneaking back-to-back regular missile super missiles into Spore Spawn's mouth, so he is getting the damage done. It's just going a little slower than he probably would like. Elm, on the other hand, is now passing the noob tube and is heading into possibly Kraid, if not lower Norfair. Or lower into Norfair. Yep, he's heading to Kraid. Aha, okay. I can see his thought process behind this now. Alright. Decent cleanup for J-Ro on the Sports Spawn fight. He now heads back down to the bottom of Big Pink. Meanwhile, Elm is going to give Kraid a piece of his mind. Let's hope for the quick kill here, folks. Gets the D-boost. Blast open the Agora. And begins the wait. Alrighty, so we have our first collection. We have the skip. Only getting one of wave or charge. J-Ro gets it down. Meanwhile, Elm, very, very nice, gets the quick kill on Kraid. Got the magic money he was looking for. General reminder, Elm is not locked out from getting both Gravity and Varia, so he picks up Varia and goes on his way. J-Ro is opting to head up the tower, ladies and gentlemen. Shoots one shot up. Gets the magic. Elm is now making his way out of Kraid's area, blasting through everything in his sight. Alrighty, so J-Ro is definitely going for early power bombs here, in some shape or form. Definitely wants these. Elm gets into the room with the B-toms, picks up the energy tank in the fridge. Meanwhile, J-Ro gets the bombs, takes his power bombs, blows things up, gets the other missiles. Alright, Elm is now leaving Kraid's area. He is now going to be heading down into, boom, Norfair. J-Ro, here we go, gets his power bombs, lays one, kaboom, gets the job done, opens the door, Elm heading on his way down, heading in for high jump. J-Ro is heading up in the world, and he's going to possibly be heading for the CWJ and going in to face Fantoon. We will see. Alrighty, here we go. Getting it done, getting it done. J-Ro getting the power bomb, pick up some more power bombs, opens up the door, opens the shaft, and is heading in. Whoops! Reconsiders what he's doing. Lines it up. Here we go. Does not get it the first time. He must be a little disappointed. Meanwhile, Elm has just gotten the boots he needs. She now has high jump and he will be off and running. Second attempt, J-Ro gets the magical money. Meanwhile, we have Elm, who will be entering the heated sections. Will have no problem whatsoever because he does have Varia and has high jump. He'll be able to get through the cathedral nice and quickly here, which we see J-Ro coming through. He is heading to the wrecked ship. He gets in with no problem whatsoever. Elm, in the meanwhile here, showing off his lava diving abilities. Interesting. Alright, J-Ro makes it to the bottom of the ship. He is definitely heading in for Fantoon. He has only one energy tank and some in the change from reserve, so he's gonna have to be very, very careful with this one. He visits the the map station, so that marks off one for him. Marks. Alrighty, here we go. The Fantoon fight is on for J-Ro. Meanwhile, Elm is heading in for Speed Booster. Jro gets a good opening. Gets the missile clips he's looking for to get some extra damage in. He's looking for a fast pattern. He's not getting it. He needs to be a little bit more careful here. He does not have a lot of damage he can take. Ooh, and that's going to cost him a little bit there. Thankfully, he gets a big health pickup. He has to figure out what's in the tank left to make sure everything works here. Jro is going to be in a little bit of trouble if he takes it down. He has not saved recently. This is getting pretty tight for him. Phantoon reappears. Ooh, he gets touched. He's at 60 energy. He needs to pump Phantoon full. Oh, not getting it that time. Meanwhile, Elm has just gotten Speed Booster. Here we go, Jro getting the next cycle in. Looking for the lineup. Gets it in. Very, very close snipe on the Phantoon fight for Jro, who also got his Criteria map station and his Wreck Ship map station. That puts him at 3 of his objectives down. He still has another 6 to go. No, another 8 to go. I can count, right? No, 7. 7. Meanwhile, Elm is heading in for Ice Beam. Elm taking an unfortunate lava dive there. Elm indeed does have the 3 energy tanks. Thank you for that catch. This action can get so heavy sometimes it's hard to keep track. So Jro doing his best up here in the attic, trying to be very, very careful. Again, he does not have any extra defenses, so if he does take too much damage, it is a down for him, and he does not need that down right now. Elm, very sweet mock ball out of the Ice Beam room, managing to show off his sliding pair. He is now surfacing. Alrighty, we're coming up on almost the 18-minute mark in the race here, and both racers have, a lot of advantages going for them. Elm has Speed Booster and Varia, so this is going to help him out, taking, less damage than he needs to. Meanwhile, Jro has 3 squares down, has 7 to go. Remember, he needs to finish in the X-ray room. He still has to collect his missiles. He still has to get the Kateria Power Bomb, and he's still going to have to go down and take care of Karakamire and get the Grapple Beam. Meanwhile, for Elm, I don't know what's going on because I have yet to count something that he's done besides the 3+ energy tanks. I'm really hoping he's got a very interesting strategy for what he's doing. By the way, Elm is forced to column 5. We don't know what he has to do in addition to that, so we will find out soon enough. Getting a nice D-boost over there to get to the power bombs. Jro, in the meanwhile, gets Gravity Suit. So that does that for him there. Even though he doesn't have to go for that. Still has his Gravity Suit. Alright, so Elm is picking up some more power bombs here. This is going to add to his 15+ total he needs to go with his 4+ energy tanks. Jro here making great use of the double bomb jump. Definitely getting it done here. Wants to get as much altitude as quickly as he can. Ooh, slightly misses that last one, overjudging just a touch. goes skyrocketing back into the ground. That was tough. Now he has to switch to single bomb jumps. Getting it done, getting it done. Holding on as best as he can here. Elm, meanwhile, is now surfacing outside the wrecked ship, is getting ready to do the moat skip. Here we go. Let's see what he does. Charges up the spark, ends up in the hole. Realizes the hole isn't there. Gets what he needs, heads on over. Meanwhile, J-Ro is getting power bombs. Elm getting the nice shot there. There we go. Beautiful job. Elm gets the moat skip there by doing moat fly. Let's see here. He's charging up. And continues. Gets halfway across with the rest of the ocean fly. Good shot by Elm. He has to be very careful though, because he only has 31 energy in the tank, so he needs to fight Fantoon with as much love as he possibly can. Because again, he has not saved. Which a lot of these people do not seem to save when they have dire moments. I'm noticing a running trend. Very big running trend. Here we go. Gets the speed boost ball into the wall and slides nice and tight into Fantoon's room. Again, 31 energy. This is not a good move. He needs to be careful. J-Ro himself is not having a good time here. He has 25 energy. He has reserve in the tank, but he needs to take care of his health there. Health is very important to have, folks. Elm there getting a lucky drop gets the 2 big energies, only got one of them because he took a hit from one of the flames that costed him one of the tanks. J-Ro gets into the reserve and gets refilled. Meanwhile, Elm here, going chaos to the wall, has 16 health, needs to be very more careful here. No! Oh, goodness, no, Elm. Oh. The debilitating, suffering blow that is back to start from not saving. Ugh. That one, just not good. So, not good. And chat being very useful as always, coming up with the most wonderful puns in the universe for the most expertise of moments, shall we call them. Oh my goodness, I can't see. He marked something that I'm trying to find on here. Criteria Powerbomb. There it is. Oh boy. This race has definitely gone to the dogs. J-Ro definitely has nothing to worry about here as he's continuing his collection. Again, he just has to get 75 missiles. He does have to take out Golden Chorizo, so that's his only real worry. And then he has to get back to X-Ray's room when he's done after he gets Scrapple, which is probably what he's going to go do right now. So the unfortunate thing for those that are just joining us, 25 minutes in here, yeah, Elm just suffered the biggest blow to everything he needed right now. He took a down to Fantoon because he decided not to save and check his energy reserves. So that's gonna That's gonna kind of weigh down on him because again, he's back at the planet start. He has to collect everything all over again. So this is gonna be an over 50-minute run for Elm at this point. Meanwhile, Jero is having a very decent, walk in the park here. He probably knows that Elm suffered the down and is just merrily taking his time. Here we go, Elm having to refight Bomb Terizo. I never thought I'd actually have to say that in the middle of one of these matches, but here we go with Elm having to refight Bomb Terizo. Yeah, I'm not angry. I'm just very disappointed at this point. Like, I want to be mad, but it's more disappointing than it is angering to realize that you were doing so good and possibly going to have all this catch up you were going to make, and then you die doing something stupid. It's definitely not a over pleasant feeling. Jero here is going to take the quick refill and get himself stocked back up. I want to have proof that he has the 35 missile, or the 50 missiles. Does have the 50 missiles. Okay, so he has 55 missiles. So again, all he has to do is finish Golden Terizo, get Grapple, get the last 20 missiles he needs, and then get to X-Ray. He's pretty much got a decently made here. Once again, chat being ever relentless, running away with things commentators say. This is why commentators curse exists, people. You take things we say a little too literal, and it just happens to just somehow find its way to the chat and into people's heads. But that's just me. Who am I to talk? Jero here picks up the reserve tank outside of Norfair and gets the missiles he needs to put him up to 60 total missiles. He now needs 15 more missiles in order to have the 70 he's required. Excuse me, the 75. I can count. Meanwhile, Elm here has just recovered his missiles. He's at 65 missiles. Oh yeah, that's right. The missiles outside of Speed Booster. Thank you, chat. You're ever so helpful in doing math when I can't. Which is why we have a chat, so they can do math and not us. Elm getting a nice mock ball to help to try to get some type of ground back. Here we go, Crocomire for Jero. Again, he has to do this because he needs to get Grapple Beam, so Elm just recovered Charge Beam. Decent fight on Crocomire by Jero at the moment. Takes a second, does the one last charge shot, and jumps across the lava. Because why the hey not? Just looking this over, if he really wanted to throw the extra cherry on the top here, Jero, just looking at this, if you look down the list here, he can do top left to bottom right, he can do column 3, he can do column 2, and yeah, he can go for the triple anti-bingo just because. Here we go with Elm. He has gotten back up Red Tower pretty decently. He's got the power bombs he wants back. Maybe he's going to try to CWJ and get across the moat to make up for the fact that he had a very suffering down. Meanwhile, Jro has just gotten Grapple Beam. So this now just puts Golden Chorizo in his path and getting the last couple missiles he needs. I do believe he just needs 2 more. Yeesh, Jro's marking this thing up like a Christmas tree. Moving onward. Here we go. This is going to be the last missile he needs. This will grant him 75. So now all he has left to do is finish off Golden Chorizo and then get to X-Ray's room for the finish. Elm, on the other hand, has a lot of ground to catch up and recover, and we don't know if he'll be able to do it in time. Unless... And I say unless... Unless, for some odd reason, Jro decides to mess with Elm's head. I mean, with a demanding lead like this, why not? But at the same time, Jro's trying to go for the fastest time he could possibly score on this one. Because he did originally have the record, and I still think he does. I'm not 100% sure. Let me dig that up for confirmation, actually. That is a curious thought process. So, Hall of Fame. Yep, first fastest run is 34 minutes and 33 seconds by Jro himself in round 2. He's definitely looking to cap it off and get a good, good additional bonus here. He just has to do it within the next few minutes, though. By next few minutes, I mean the next few seconds. But yeah, Jro has not saved yet. So, Elm there, getting the CWJ, very nice job. Going for the Lava Spark, gets it. Now, almighty question. Here we go. Jro is actually saving. Hooray! Alright, here comes Elm. He's entering Phantoon's fight again. We're really hoping this goes really good for him. Jro having some trouble here. Cannot get this gate to glitch. Finally gets it. Elm, 86 energy and some change. This is a really tight situation for Elm here. He has to be very, very careful. Jro is going straight in, and he's going to take on Golden Chorizo. He's probably going to go for the cheese strats. Oh yeah, he goes cheesy. Elm here having a better Phantoon fight than last time. Jro having a little trouble here. He's going to opt to farm the supers. It's not the wisest strategy when you only have 300 in the tank against Golden Chorizo. So Jro turns around and starts playing it safe. He's like, you know what? I'm going to pop him on the kneecap. And starts the charge shots. Elm's doing pretty decently against Phantoon here. He's not having too much difficulties. Not getting any faster or slow patterns. He's kind of getting them in the middle. So it kind of does throw him a little bit of an upset here. Jro, meanwhile, is again on Golden Chorizo's kneecap, just shooting away like nothing matters. Elm here trying to be careful. Oh my goodness, he almost suffered a sunrise surprise. Oof. Elm, good mercy, man. Stop doing that stuff. And by that stuff, I mean stop being so dang lucky. Whew. With that scary tactic out of the way, Elm gets down with Fantune and picks up his first square, and as an added middle finger, he picks up the map to prove a point. Alright, Jiro is just having a very, very long drawn-out fight with Golden Chorizo here. And somehow his health is down to 57 and change in the tank. Finally. Finally get it done. Into the chat, yes, I am well aware of what constitutes a sunrise surprise. I'm just quoting that Elm very narrowly avoided getting it. And I mean very narrowly. Like, another couple frames closer and Elm would have been pretty much toast again. Which at that point would have just been, you know... At that point, do you keep going or you walk away? So here we go. Oh, my apologies. I just had to re-clarify. My bad, folks. Well, we're checking each other. That's all that matters. Elm here, 149 in the tank, going into bowling. He's going to have to make some very, very tight jumps here. Let's see if he gets it done. One jump. Two jump. Oh, 29 and change makes it. Whew. Now we get to see the humble Chorizo take his pears down to paradise. I can't believe I just made that joke. I stink. Oh boy. So there's Elm collecting gravity. Again, he's not locked out of it, but he does choose to do that. Elm still have his health alarm going off. Has to be careful. Very, very careful here. And here comes J-Ro for the finish. He is heading into the X-ray room. Oh yeah, we should totally disqualify J-Ro if he doesn't use grapple to get to X-ray. Yeah, he does have Rick Strip map. So he's good there. J-Ro was looking for the boost, but ends up having to turn around and use grapple beam, so here it comes. I'm expecting the dot done any second here, folks. Ooh, falls in the pit. Elm, I don't know what he's thinking. 29 in the tank. Yep, here comes the dot done finally. Coming in any second now. Elm makes it to the power bomb, has 44 energy in the tank. There it is. The dot done has been interned. J-Ro, ladies and gentlemen, finishes with an SRL time of 39 minutes and 10 seconds. This is a very good race for J-Ro. Very good job indeed. However, for Elm, it's not exactly the way he wanted it to go. I gotta tell you, if it wasn't for the fact that he suffered the down to Fantune, or on Elm, he would have been perfect. But yeah. That just pretty much ended Elm's run right there and then to down to Fantoon. So, as you can see, J-Ro finished. He has gotten all of his attended goals done. He had to do top left to bottom right. He chose column 2 as his complement and got the job done. So, good job to J-Ro. He'll be advancing on to face the next loser coming up. Alright, here we go with Elm. Getting Spazer. Yeah, I'm not exactly gentle with my words sometimes. I gotta learn to work on that. Alright, so Elm breaks the tube, continues onward. Again, he still has to do column 5 before he can do anything else in conclusion of what he's doing. What he could be doing, I have no idea. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of hoping Elbow would win myself, personally. But hey, things happen. I mean, unfortunately, again, for Elm, his one big cost was the Fantoon fight, and going down in there and just suffering that very back-sending loss there just stunk. I am not that biased. Like, yeah, like, in the base of, off the way people play, yeah, I did want Elm to win a little bit more because, I know Elm more. But at the same time, I wanted Elm to win so that way he could, like, at least say, ha, I beat you this time. That's not happening. Alright, Elm here in Cathedral is picking up the missiles. So he might be going for one of the missile collection rows. We do not know just yet. Oh yeah, I've watched plenty of matches and I've called plenty of matches where, I kid you not, the biggest deciding factor in most of the matches I've watched / had the chance to call have come down to one factor. Hell runs. Always the hell runs. Or very bad Fantoon fights that I can recall. It's been one of those two factors that have been the deciding factor altogether. And with the hell runs, it's, people are going through Cathedral, they only have the 399 energy, they don't think about this carefully enough. Yeah, maybe they have one reserve, but they'll go through and they'll just end up taking so much damage in addition to the fact that they're, taking heat damage. It's just yeah. Elm's still trying to put on his best show here, and irregardless, he still wants to finish and put a time on the clock. Here he goes, he got Speed Booster, getting it done. So, still interesting to see what else he has in mind, because again, he has to do column 5. So, it's still interesting to see what else he has coming. Are you guys making fun of me again? I can't tell anymore. Of course Google has it as a word. Google has everything as a word. Oh, to explain with Elm's Morph Ball, it's a running joke. He's playing Super Metroid. It's a very, very big running joke. So, on the topic, because someone brought it up, our next match is tomorrow. It's actually going to be a very, very good match. It's Hillborn versus Traveris. And he's hiding in chat. I know he is. At the moment, on commentary is Alucard 2004. Very, very good guy. Had excellent runs himself. He's going to be in his own match, too, on Sunday at 11 p.m. Not Sunday. Tomorrow at 11 p.m. So he's going to be able to commentate on round 4 between Hillborn and Stravaris, and then he's got his own against Jake F. 1891 that evening. So Elm got Ice Beam here. Goes for the Mock Ball setup, and gets it. He looks like a curling puck. You want something that looks like a curling puck, you should watch the 46 Robot Master runs. Specifically towards the ends of them. So Elm here is now in Lower Meridia. The ever so peaceful Lower Meridia. Coming here for the energy tank. And he gets it. Very nice time, Shine Spark. Oh yes, every single race that's ever done here on SRL or Speed Gaming is definitely crazy, nevertheless. So if you ever get the chance, always check out some of the other amazing races going on. Alright, Elm uses the speed booster to get a boost up into Meridia Main Street here. Oh yeah, Concakes versus Hypo was definitely off the wall, especially at the last few moments. So no chat spoilers. Absolutely no spoilers for anyone who still wants to watch it. Let them watch it to the end. Please, give them that opportunity. So Elm here is coming in for the reserve tank? Ah, okay. Come on. You can get it sometime today. You got this. Elm, just... Elm! Elm, what are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Surgeon General's warning that too much Super Metroid redesign will make you mess up things so simple in regular Metroid that it just blows your mind. Play redesign with caution. Well, he wasn't getting it, so I unchecked it. Now that he got it, I checked it back. But yes, I agree with Captain Duck. He should have gone for Spring Ball first. Well, I don't work in pharmaceuticals, but just saying. Just don't play redesign. Meanwhile, Elm picks up the Meridia map station, so that now gives him that. And once again, he grabs the map as a signification of a middle finger because, you know, he believes you should grab the map and not have to just walk in and walk out. Honestly, kind of makes it a little bit more interesting if you're forced to grab the map station itself. Be like if you have to actually touch the energy reserves itself in order to get the energy reserve areas. Alright, here comes Elm. He's now going to be going for Spring Ball Clip. I say now because he could have done it beforehand, but he's opting to go this way. His thought process is a little different than most people, which makes him very interesting. Alright, gets the first worm. Now has to wait. Yes, when it specifically says map station, it specifically is talking about the actual room itself. You don't physically have to touch the station. Just like with the reserves, you don't physically have to touch the reserves, you just have to get into the room. So, I'm here trying to get this set up. The race should have been on Speed Gaming this morning, so it should be in the video archives if the VOD is up for it. So Elm's having a little bit of trouble with this skip here. He's trying to get it to work. This ice clip is very, very touchy, to say the least. This worm has to cooperate just the right way, and unfortunately it's kind of not cooperating. Cooperation? No. This has got to be frustrating him. Oh boy. It looked good, but unfortunately, it was not good enough. So as we can see here, Elm's problems continue to grow, having to do this one stupid thing. Which is probably the reason J-Ro gave it to him. Just because, you know, you like ice clips? Here you go, have fun. Have fun. So, while Elm is struggling to get this, this is something I want to point out, strictly of my own volition. We're currently working on getting this set up, but this is not the only Super Metroid related thing going on this year. Starting in November, just so we can get this out there, you can sign up by going and joining us. We will hopefully be able to put the link out there in chat tonight if the mods allow us, but we are setting up for a Super Metroid 100% tourney. I know it sounds boring, but we've already got almost 40 players signed up for this race. The cutoff date for it is 1 month from now, November 13th. That will be our cutoff date for joining. And then there we go, Elm. Good job. Elm finally get it in there. But yeah, we're doing a 100% tourney. We have 40 people already signed up. If you'd like to join us, you know, please. We accept all people of all skill levels. And who knows, you might make it through. So, yeah. I say I know it sounds boring because most people don't want to, sit there and see 100% run. Most people nowadays want to see things just get done fast, like super fast. And it's like that's like sometimes the drawback for me. It's like sometimes I want to see things done fast. Like with the dabs, yeah, you want to see them done fast as possible so you can see what happens. But at the same time, if oh yes, thank you, Mr. Cab. Boom. So there we go. Elm now has not Mockball, Spring Ball. But yeah, like sometimes I want a good lengthy, I want to see the whole place and just, have it be fun. So again, thank you to Mr. Cab55 for posting the link. But yeah, there's a good chance, join this tourney. You can have fun. Who knows? Zoas might sign up and you could smoke them. But with that collection of the Spring Ball, that gives Elm another square. He now just needs to get the 15 Brinstar Super Missiles, which I think he's missing one. Possibly. But I do know he needs another energy tank to complement the fact that he has 15 power bombs so far. So. By the way, I'd just like to remind you, anyone who's signing up for the 100% tourney, those setups are not final. The final results of the setup for the preliminary rounds will happen just before we get started. So, if you join, you're not necessarily going to be stuck next to racing Stravaris right out of the gate, or racing Elm out of the gate here. So, something to keep in mind. There we go with Elm, gets the door open. That would be an interesting choice of Run's Melodia. Being forced to save at every single save station at least once. Do you know how many save stations people have skipped over the life course of Zebus? So he'll trying to go for the gate glitch. Gets it done. And is coming down here for the energy tank. So if I'm not mistaken, all he has left is the Critter's energy tanks. And he's good with that. So then I don't know what else he could have, in mind. Oh, he did skip Wave Beam, so there is that. Oh, I guess he didn't skip through Spospo just yet. Oh, okay. I see where he's going. Alright, now I understand what Elm's doing. So Elm's going to finish off with row 3 here. Excuse me, 3 rather. I just noticed here. Again, he has to collect the 15 Brinstar Supers, so that was a good complementary choice. Again, the Meridian reserved. I understand that now. The reason he doesn't have Wave Beam, I do believe he has 50 missiles. If not, he's about to get 50 missiles soon. So let's see here. Does he intentionally take the fall into the pit? Yes, he does. So that will do the Decoras. Yeah, I have pronunciation issues. I do apologize, folks. Alright, so that is the Decoras visited. Elm now has to visit the Etacoons. People loving that speed sync emote already. Well, that's one for the record books. So, the Decora just proved short sparking is more than possible. Huh. Thank you, J-Ro, for completely and utterly breaking the game to show us that. We appreciate. Okay, that should be the critters. Elm currently having a moment of derp. We can't remember if he's collected 50 missiles. So, we're currently having a small track check. We have all lost track to see if Elm has collected the 50 missiles or not, so he has not hit his done in just yet. So we're going to send him to the missile refill, and we're going to get confirmation. There's a good chance he's very close, so... Yeah. A loss is a loss, but at the same time, it's still, we want to know. Survey says 60. Beautiful. So he has the 60. That will be a done coming in after a GG. Oh, he already submitted it anyway, so that actually works out. So his official time, because he did have it when he hit the room with the critters, is a 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 2 seconds for SRL speed. So, congratulations to both racers. You both finished. Boom. So, again, unfortunately, though, J-Ro is the one who finished first, so he'll be going off to face the next loser in the losers bracket, even though he won. And then, again, just a reminder, tomorrow we have 2 great races coming up for you. We have, again, Stravaris coming in. Oh, my goodness. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So, again, tomorrow's races, we have Stravaris versus Hillborn at 6 p.m. That is tomorrow. And Alucard 2004 will be calling the match. And then again at 11 p.m. we have Alucard 2004 versus Jake F 1891 and Matrick 2298 will be calling that match. So from all of us here at Speed Gaming, we'd like to say thank you very much again. Please come back and join us for some more wonderful hunt fun the next time we do Super Metroid Double Anti-Bingo. And as always, for your latest and greatest in speedruns and amazing games and tournaments, please come back and join us at Speedruns Live here on Twitch.tv, or as always, Speed Gaming on Twitch.tv. Until next time, folks. Until next time, folks. See you next mission.